Welcome to Inside STS. I'm Andy and I'm here with my favorite Kate in the entire world.
I think I'm the only Kate in your life.
You don't have to tell people that, but it's still true. We like you. Had a lot of exciting things going. We had a great time at the Dust Bowl. If you haven't seen the video with Morgan, check it out, man. It's a fun documentary. We also made another documentary with, what's his name? Oh, Matt Tanner, yeah. And it's not out yet. We still have that in the works. But we spent a day with Matt. And so we spent 2 days with Matt, one's at a race and one's at his house. So check those out. So I want to just dig right in today. One of the things I wanted to talk about is, so we're going to answer some questions from people.
Yep.
But we wanted to bring your attention to our website, stsbicycles.com. If any apparel that you see that you like, you can go on there. Kate's got the new shirt.
Yeah, this is what Morgan, if you can see it, this is what Morgan wore on the podium at the Dust Bowl.
Yeah, she likes it, and she got that hat that we made fun of all the time.
The bubble trucker
Yeah.
hat.
But if you see any apparel you like, go on to stsbicycles.com under gear. You can order that, and it comes pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, we got these in about a week, so they do a pretty good job with getting the apparel out.
So we could ask a lot of the same questions over and over again. So Andy, I was hoping we could go over some frequently asked questions and get some good answers and some good feedback on those.
Let's do it.
Cool. So one of the biggest questions that we have been asked is, how do you get specs? Like, where does that come from?
Simple pathway for that. You go to stsbicycles.com. You click on the completed bikes. From there, it takes you to the deposit page. You click on which bike you're looking at. And then that goes to the full product description, which does have all the geometry in there.
Yeah. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out and we can answer any questions you have.
Absolutely.
So another thing, speaking about, specifically our bikes and not us as generous and kind people, how much do our bikes weigh?
Well, the weight question is one of those that we get all the time because people hear steel and they think heavy. And we, like I have a bad habit of picking up antique bikes.
Yeah,
so
that's no kidding. 45-pound antique bikes.
We know that some of the cruising around town Schwinn from the 60s is not light. That's not what we make. We make a lightweight steel bike. That's what we like to tell people. But the full answer on this is it kind of depends on you and what you want. So when you go through that process, you're going to make decisions that are going to affect how much the bike weighs. Because we'll talk to you about everything. The lightest bike that we've put out there, so speaking of two of the people we talked about quite a bit, we just did, Morgan and Matt. Morgan, her bike, when we built it and was getting ready to take it out to her house, weighed in at 17 pounds and 17.9 pounds. Matt's was just over 18. Again, when we went to take it out there, and they made different choices. So Matt went with the red components. Morgan went with Rival. Rival's a little bit smaller, and she likes the size in her hands. But Matt went with the huge chainring, because he's fast. He wants to go, I think it's a 50 tooth, or is it 48? It's big for a gravel bike.
I think it's...
But depending on what you choose, where that weight's going to go. The frame itself, we're working on getting the Gravel Killer under 4 pounds as just a frame set. But your choices are going to make a big difference because there's different things we can do to the bike. We can work to make it as light as possible. But if you say, hey, I want a bike that's going to go across country and I want it to be super durable, can you get thicker tubes? We know it's going to be heavier. Yeah, we can do that too. Yeah. We're easy to get along with. So it's a complicated but
So speaking about the components that each individual wants to put on their own bike, what happens if they want to put their own bike together but maybe they've never done it before, they're nervous? How would we address that?
And we do have people that say that, and this is a great time as we're heading towards winter. I hate to say that, but it is kind of a fun time. I've done this where I spent the winter rebuilding bikes, and my wife didn't like it as much as we had a bike stand and 4 bikes in pieces all over the living room. But if you want to build your bike, there's a lot of it that you can do with some simple tools. It's not, there are things that get more complicated. If you say, hey, again, if you talk to us and go, I want to do this myself, I got some of my own parts, what can you help us with? We can do whatever we can, whatever we need to. I know that we did one for somebody recently that they didn't have tools to put in the bottom bracket
Or the headset.
Everything else they're fine, no problem. We can install that. We make sure bottom brackets work before the bike goes out anyway, so we can work with you. And then also, if you have questions, we can get you the resources of how to do it, and then we can also just talk you through it over the phone. We're very, very easy to work with that way.
Yeah. So, in that case, if someone, maybe gets their bike, doesn't have the tools to assemble it, or maybe they want to go through their local bike shop, how would we handle, as a group, how would we handle wanting to go through your local bike shop?
And that's one of the things that it's important to us at STS is to support your local bike shop. Local bike shops are going away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And there are companies that are helping that to happen.
I don't think helping is the right verb.
Destroying the local bike. Anyway, but if you want to support your local bike shop, that's what we want to do as well. So again, easy to work with. If your local bike shop does not already have a relationship with us and you want to go through them, contact us. We'll contact them, work it out, and we'll get that going. But we're really excited always to talk with the local bike shop, let them hear from us. And then when they have questions, open the doors and have that communication. But supporting your local bike shop is very important to us. Within the complex of STS World Headquarters, we do have a bike shop in our building. So we do definitely want to support local.
Absolutely. So kind of moving back to the components notion from a couple questions ago, what are the drivetrain options, and can people pick them, or is it free reign, or do we have a specific set of drivetrains that we use? We
really like, we have a good relationship with SRAM. That's what, when we bill it for our ambassadors, that's what we steer them towards. Like I said, Tanner has SRAM Red, Morgan has Rival, Hirsch is Red, what's his face? Thor has Force. That's what we do try to push people towards. SRAM has done amazing things when it comes to gravel components. We've worked with both SRAM and Shimano in terms of what their components are. And again, it's kind of a personal preference kind of thing. I have been a Shimano guy forever. I have Shimano on my bikes, on one of my bikes at home. So just depends on what you want. You want to go one by gravel, though. We are just huge fans of SRAM, especially if you want to go electronic ETAP.
Speaking of one by gravel, we just we did a custom build for Josh Schaus, one of our newest ambassadors, and we put the SRAM transmission on it, which was a really, really, really fun project. Josh was super stoked about it. We got some video of him talking at the Dust Bowl, and he was like, "Man, this thing is..." And
fast.
I was gonna say we do the fast videos, but I mean, he really was like, "This thing." We didn't prompt him.
We were gonna do that. We were gonna film it, and then he just said it. And I'm like, "Where's my camera? Put it in his face." But it's just fast.
Yeah, so. He was absolutely in love with it. And I actually got a text from him after the Dust Bowl. He was like, "Man, I'm still so stoked. I'm still high off the Dust Bowl." And I was like, "That's awesome."
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, another one we have, those that have seen the video from Russ at Pathless Pedal, is Russ is a big fan of Guineval shifters. I am too. So I have in my garage right now I have a bike that my wife is riding that has Guineval shifters on a 1x setup. Anyway, that whatever you want, we can get what you want. But again, if you want to tell us what you're going to do, and then we'll help you out. Because I know that we've got one of our Brooks up at Huntington has a Tiagra 2x10 on his.
Yeah.
But also I have sitting on my desk, I keep meaning to do it, I have a set of bar end shifters for like the touring guys like. Yeah. So we just need to make it.
Yeah.
I'm a big dork.
No, that's no joke. Speaking of components, what each person is wanting, how do we do our ordering process, and then how do we do our pricing? I think that's been a really big question that I've had personally.
The ordering process, this is where, and I'm not surprised that Kate wanted to ask this question, because it has a lot to do with her, and I have to say nice things, but...
Even though Andy curated the questions.
Shut up, Kate. But no, the ordering process is, to me, watching it and then also talking to people who've been through it is fun. We're going to make your bike. And so when you want to order a bike with us, you're going to talk to us. You're going to talk to Kate mainly. But you go through that process of going. So when you talk to people, they go through what you're going to use it for. So we're going to talk to you. We're going to have a conversation. We want to find out, how are you going to use the bike?
Yeah.
If you say, hey, I want this big heavy adventure with lots of racks because I'm gravel racing, what kind of racing?
Yeah.
If it's a 50-mile race, you're carrying a lot of weight for no reason.
Yep.
But we'll talk to you. How big, how wide of tire clearance do you need? Yeah. Tommy Southwood, who's getting ready to go across the country, a lot of his focus with that gravel bike really is road focus, because he's going to be on the road for a few weeks. We want to know what you're going to do with it, and then we start going all through the options, including paint. Do you want to go crazy scheme like Bass Boat Yellow, which got a lot
Still
of looks.
love that bike.
Yeah. So we want to go through the process. What is it that you want? What are you going to do? And then help you decide what you're. So really being a concierge is what.
Well, and we also offer. I mean, if you're new to gravel racing, we also offer stock standard.
Yeah.
I mean, we do a lot of custom work, because that's what a lot of people that become involved in STS, that's what they want.
Yeah.
But we also have options for people that are just like, give me a gravel bike.
But we don't do anything. There are places there. Our thing is we start. Where's the starting price or standard starting price? Yep. But it is all variable based on what components you got that you would want. But again, you go back to the website, you take a look, it'll show you price ranges of what's typical, and then from there we go through the options.
Yeah. Well, and when people reach out, I mean, they talk to me directly. If they want a phone call, Zoom call, email strictly, doesn't matter to me. Just as long as we get all questions answered and
we want the bike to fit. We want you to like what you got.
Yeah.
I mean, I always encourage people, if they want to get fit, do that, and we'll help you find a fit. I mean, you've helped people find fitters.
I know. Speaking of fitters, we've got a fit coming up this weekend, actually. First fit with Jeremy Wilford.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool wings. He's cool.
He is a cool guy.
Another guy with better hair than me.
It's not hard.
No, it's really not.
You got your burr on right now.
Well, I can see your list of questions. That's all the questions that you had. Feel free to shoot us anything you want. I mean, we're here to answer, and here to help people get out on bikes. I know that's what I'm doing today.
Yeah. It'll be a beautiful day for it. It was a little chilly this morning.
It's freaking cold.
Surprised.
Well, cool. You got anything else?
Don't forget to explore confidently.
Explore confidently. Have a good day. Thank you. That's about it. Anything going on with you?
Nothing in particular.